Hi, I'm Gil Kennedy, President and CEO of Har-Co Credit Union. Today I have the pleasure to do a podcast with Jenny Falcone, who is Director of Development at the Bel Air Downtown Alliance. Jenny, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us today.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Jenny, I always like to start with the question or the comment about tell me about yourself. So tell me about yourself.
Okay, well, I've born and raised in Harford County. I went to Bel Air High School and graduated in 2002. I moved away for college for a little bit, but then came back home because what better place to raise your kids than Bel Air in Harford County. And I've been with the organization for about 4 or 5 years now.
Great. Well, speaking of the organization, tell me about the Downtown Alliance.
Absolutely. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We were founded in 2001. We've had a little bit of growth over the years, but our main mission is essentially to encourage people to live, work, and play in downtown Bel Air. So we do that through a number of different ways. Mainly, we have amazing events where we try to draw as many people into downtown as we can, and then get them to see all of the restaurants and businesses and boutiques in downtown, and just try to draw as much tourism here as we can.
So how do you define downtown?
We have a designation with our organization. So we are mainly Bond, Maine, and Hickory. And I like to think of it as we're kind of bookended by breweries. So we go just a little bit beyond alecraft and just a little bit beyond independent. But I think our designation ends at the tire shop down here. And it doesn't quite go to T by 2, but we like to include them in a lot of the things we do as well.
So when you speak about designation, what does that mean?
We just have a boundary that we focus on that is downtown, and it's not really a clear-cut box, but it's just we don't focus on Bel Air proper, like the larger Bel Air area, because that's quite a large area. Bel Air, I don't think a lot of people know, we are the county seat, so we hold 45% of the population for all of Harford County in Bel Air proper, and our designation of downtown is mainly the businesses, the residential areas. There is a little bit of a historic district, and that is where we put all of our main focus.
Very good. Well, looking at your website, you're recognized by the state as a arts and entertainment district. So tell me about what that means and what does that entail?
So the Arts and Entertainment District is really a designation that's held by the town of Bel Air, and we are a partner to them. So some of the other partners with that are the Maryland State Arts Council, the Bel Air Cultural Arts Commission, Maryland Center for the Arts, and us, as well as Harford Artist Gallery. So collectively, that group of people, and there's a couple others that I'm missing, we work together to just create a vibrant area for people to come and see. So that includes the murals, some of the sculptures, and then also a really great nightlife in downtown. So it just creates vibrancy in the area that we want people to visit.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I know First Fridays is part of that activity. Is that correct?
We do have First Friday events here. Now, unfortunately, COVID has kind of put the kibosh on that, but it has been a very popular event of ours in the last few years.
Well, it's a great time if you haven't enjoyed it. Now, you mentioned COVID-19, and mid-March, the world began to change.
Yes.
And I always like the folks that I speak to via these podcasts is talk about how COVID-19 has impacted the organization, and particularly in this case, how has it impacted the entertainment and arts district here in Bel Air?
Absolutely. So obviously COVID has affected everyone. It did not leave anyone unscathed. And I think mainly for us, it's really affected us because our mission is to draw people into downtown. And when we are not allowed to do that because of the public safety, how are we to meet our mission? Right. So we really, it was a struggle to figure out how we can pivot the work that we do into ways that still kept the public safe. So we tried to do that a lot through promotions. We have a really wide range of people that follow us on our website and social media platforms. So trying to put the word out there on the businesses that were still open in downtown, the restaurants that were taking to-go orders, a lot of the online platforms that the boutiques moved to. So just trying to promote them as much as we could. It has really affected us because a lot of the work that we do is mainly through, not mainly, but a large portion of that is through our events. So, for instance, our largest event is the Maryland State Barbecue Bash.
Right.
That event in and of itself draws 35 to 40,000 people into downtown Bel Air every single year, and we've been doing that for 18 years now. So we just recently had to cancel that. We did move it from its normal second weekend in August to October. And then when we were seeing that things really weren't changing as rapidly as we thought they would, we made the decision to cancel that. We just felt that having the event and trying to finagle it in whatever safe way we could was really going to compromise its integrity.
Absolutely.
So no matter what we did, it was either we were putting public safety at risk or the event at risk. So
yeah, it's been, sort of all organizations on how do you deal with distance and how do you deal with safety, and I can only imagine the implications associated with how do you run your organization with events and activities in light of those parameters.
Absolutely, and I think every organization and business has really suffered through that. So thankfully, we're not alone in any of this.
Absolutely. Well, maybe next year the bash will be 2 times even
I think it's
special.
going to be so much greater.
Absolutely. Talk to me about the future plans and development on Main Street.
Of course.
I think that's important for my members and viewers to understand exactly what the future looks like. Because
Sure.
this period will end and we'll be moving on to something even better.
So a significant part of what we do is recruitment and retention of businesses. We've unfortunately, not really due to COVID-19, but for other circumstances, have lost a few of our businesses in downtown. So we reach out to businesses in other areas to see if they'd like to open a second location. Or, for instance, our Armory Marketplace back here behind the Armory is an incubator space for small businesses who might not be able to afford the rent in downtown. So getting them started in an incubator and then having them move into a business downtown. So trying to recruit new businesses to come into downtown to keep it new and fresh and exciting. So that's something that we are constantly working on, is trying to get new businesses here. We're also trying to grow our programs and events, and that's something we do every year, is evaluate what really went well the year before and how we can do it better next year, or add events or other programs. For instance, we just finished our bike rack program not too long ago, so a lot of the decorative bike racks you see in downtown, that was
really?
through our organization. So we're always looking for new things to incorporate into downtown to just make it a really great place to come and visit. So that we always have ideas that we're drumming up.
Well, you mentioned we're in the courtyard next to the Armory. What a fabulous building
It's
and courtyard
beautiful, isn't it?
is. Yeah, and so I know when I interviewed Amy and Jesse from the town, they talked about this place, but what are a few words that you can also offer our membership as it relates to the Armory and what it offers to our community?
Well, I don't think many people have seen the Armory and all of its great changes, because during COVID, the town really kicked it into high gear. This is a beautiful historic building that's right in our downtown area. And what it was originally used for is really not something that we need anymore. So it is very much turned into a beautiful event space. So a lot of people are booking parties here or wedding receptions, and they have really completely revamped the inside. And the outside has this beautiful park, obviously, which we use for a lot of our events. Our Roll Out the Barrel event is hosted here, and we also incorporate the park. Our Winter Wonderland, last year was the first year for that, and we lit up the entire courtyard here. So it really is beautiful in the wintertime with, I can't even remember, Patty Parker with the town, it's like thousands of lights she put up, so it's really beautiful. So this is a really amazing space to host events and concerts and all kinds of stuff. It's beautiful.
So is that going to happen this year, the Winter Wonderland outside?
It is going to happen this year. I think that's something we're able to do and still socially distance. So we're going to offer free horse and buggy rides in downtown. Santa will be here. We'll have areas where children can drop off their letters to Santa. And then we'll also be expanding the lighting of downtown. So this will still remain all lit up, and then we're also looking to incorporate the courthouse this year. We're hoping to also do something on Bond Street in years to come, but of course we have to start small and work organically. See where that goes.
Well, that'll bring even more brightness to a holiday that I know a lot of people will be celebrating.
Absolutely.
How do people get involved with your organization?
Sure. So we have a number of different ways that people can get involved, mainly through membership and volunteering. So our membership has a lot of different levels. If you're a business in downtown, we have very reasonable rates. It's only $95 for the whole year. And that helps get you connected with us as an organization and some other businesses in downtown. And we just introduce people and connect people. If you're a nonprofit, it's only $75 for membership, and then friends and family is just $25. That's for the whole year. So one of my favorite benefits to being a member is getting to come to our Main Street social event, which is starting up again tonight, which I invited you to.
Thank you.
So that's a networking event where if you're a member, you can come for free, and we buy you your first drink, and we introduce you to other people that you might not know and just try to make connections that you might not otherwise get. And then volunteering, we have a lot of great volunteer opportunities with our organization. So Barbecue Bash in and of itself is not possible without our volunteers, and we literally use hundreds of volunteers to make that happen.
Wow, I imagine. It's a big event.
It is. So if you're just wanting to give back to the community, that's a really great way to get involved.
So how would the community know what's going on?
We mainly post on there through that you can sign up for volunteer positions there. You can sign up for membership there, and then just see what we have going on. We also do a lot of our communications through our social media pages, which are Instagram and Facebook. So you can search for those on those platforms as well.
Excellent. Well, as I always do with these podcasts, and as we wrap up, I always ask our podcast guest to offer a thought or some perspective as it relates to the community, the times we're in. So can you offer us a thought or a perspective?
Of course. Well, obviously with what we do, our biggest, our mission is drawing people into downtown. So we want to make sure that that doesn't stop. So I think as we're given the freedom to start coming out and shopping again and dining, I want to encourage people that when they're making choices to maybe buy back to school clothes, whatever that looks like, or going out to dinner on a Friday night, I encourage people to shop small and dine small. Of course, box stores are great, and chain restaurants are wonderful, and those are still great to patronize, but I want to encourage people to really consider where they're putting their money during these really difficult times. Small businesses have suffered tremendously through this, and they don't have other chains to rely on when things get tough at one location or another. This is their one location. So as people are deciding where to go, I really encourage our community to think about shopping and dining small.
Yeah, I think the word community is really important. It defines this period that we're in. And if you think about the word community, it's common unity. And these business owners are people that live in our community. And I think it's incumbent upon ourselves really to begin thinking about, how we purchase things. And again, Amazon is a big organization, but you have a 800 square foot or a 500 square foot shop on Main Street. You try to get people in your shop, and we as in the community need to be able to support those and should begin thinking of supporting those, particularly as we approach the holidays.
Absolutely. And those people that own those shops are not just strangers. They're your neighbors. They're your kids' parents, your kids' classmates' parents. They're people that we see every day, so we should be supporting them.
I would wholeheartedly agree. I want to thank you, Jenny.
Thank you for inviting me.
I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to educate me as well as my members and the community at large. Thank you again.
Thanks again for having me.
I want to remind everybody to like us on Facebook. That's Har-Co Credit Union. As well as, once you view this, please share this with your friends and family. Thank you.